Good afternoon.
Hello there.
Are you having a good day today?
Yeah, fine. Just seen the steam loco, Leander just come past.
Okay.
Memories of the past.
Really?
1950s and all that, yeah.
Did you used to go on them then?
Yeah. Our family history is all to do with railways. My father worked in the works.
You have to speak up a bit because the car's down below, sorry.
My father worked in crew works.
Did he?
We were around in the 1950s Spottish Bridge on Crew Station. We saw all the jubilees, the coronation classes.
Oh, how
We
lovely.
were in the heyday of steam. It was absolutely magnificent.
And were you a small boy then?
Sorry?
Were you a small boy then?
I was a small boy. In the 1955 I was 10.
Yeah.
So it was magnificent, absolutely magnificent.
You must have really fond memories.
Yeah, and also I've travelled the world looking at the steam engines in South Africa, and been over to America as well, and so on. So yeah, it's a tremendous hobby. It can carry you all the way through your life. In fact, I think hobbies when you're young, if you latch onto them as I did, which was bird watching and steam locomotives, they carry you through your life.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and it's nice being here because just once a week or once a fortnight during the summer, you get the steamers coming through and it takes you back.
Yeah.
And the smell's magnificent.
Really?
Oh, it's really polluting.
Does it smell of coal?
It is coal.
It is coal.
So it should smell of coal. Sometimes they have oil burners, but not very often now. It's coal. I don't know how long it'll go on with the greens and all this wokiness, but having said that, let's hope it goes on for a long time.
And can I ask you, you might think it's a strange question, but how do they control the speed?
They have a regulator.
What does that do?
It regulates the speed.
Yeah, but do they put less coal on, or what happens?
No. They just drop the pressure through the cylinders.
I see.
And it just slows the engine down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can stop as well and break down.
Oh, can they break down?
And they can go over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, can they really?
Oh, yeah.
So what was that one doing today then?
I'd say that was going about 60, wouldn't you
60,
say?
yeah.
60 odd.
The speed limit is 60 through Dawlish.
60 through Dawlish, so it'd be knocking along there, 60. But some of these restored engines now, they've gone over 100 miles an hour. You know, the new one, Tornado, is done over 100 miles an hour. And
the Flying
that was a
Scotsman,
new
if I
build.
can, sorry to interrupt, the Flying
Go on.
Scotsman was the first steam train to do over 100 miles.
Yeah.
The first steam train to do over 100 miles an hour on his run from, I'm not sure where, was it Edinburgh to King's Cross?
Well,
Somewhere like that. It's down that coast, yeah.
I know City of Truro, the very old engine, that did over 100 miles an hour, age 60 odd years ago.
Yeah.
But Mallard's is the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holds the steam record, 127, 128 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So are they allowed to go what speed they want on the railway?
No, they're all regulated. Depends on the track, state of the track, the bends.
Really?
But they're well scheduled, so they can't hang around. They've got to fit in between all the modern traction if they can. Yeah.
So is there many lines where they can do 100 miles an hour?
Well, I suppose there's lots of lines where they could do 100 miles an hour, but they're not allowed to.
They're not allowed to?
Yeah, they have to have straight stretches, don't they? And they have to have no other.
I see.
It has to be properly set up.
Does it?
Really set up. Sometimes in the past, though, when they have done it, they've not notified anyone, have they? They've just, the driver's just decided to go for it. He's got up to 100, 110, 120. He's decided to go for it. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, it's in the lifeblood of the nation. Steam is in the lifeblood of this nation. We put it all over the world. Exported steam all over the world. So it's magnificent to go to these places.
Yeah.
And you go to South Africa, India, Sri Lanka, wherever you go to, in these places, the old rusty steam engines, they're still there with the Hunslet plates on them, and they're so-and-so, built in so-and-so, 1890. It's fantastic, really.
And how many countries have had steam trains?
Oh, I don't know that.
You don't know?
Many. But they were all started here.
Oh, did they?
So we've got to, we've exported them all around the world.
And do you go on them while you're on holiday, aren't you? Do you go on them?
Here?
Here.
No. These are special excursions. These are. I don't
No,
know.
I mean Paynton, and do you go to Paynton and go on one, or
on the
Yeah.
restored- well, I have done, but I don't keep going on there all the time. No,
Don't you?
it's very. It's different there. That's a tourist line, really. It's very kind of slow, and because the line distance is not very fast. You have to spin it out a bit. But it's a lovely line all the same. Yeah, it's a lovely line to Dartmouth.
But who was on the train today?
Who was on it?
Any passengers?
There were passengers, paying passengers. They pay good money to be on the train.
Oh, I
today.
see.
They'd pay, I don't know, would they pay £100 or something?
More than that, 200, 300
Really?
£200 or £300. Yeah.
easily.
It's a
Depends whether they're going to want to travel standard class or if they want the all-in inclusive with the buffet and
Oh,
the
yeah.
rest of that.
Yeah, they have the
And it also
full-
depends on what the engine is that's pulling them.
And also, the carriages that are on there, whether
Yeah,
they're
that's
in a
right.
Pullman or whether they're in a normal,
Or BR class of some sort, yeah.
So was it
That's it.
full up, do you think, today, the train?
It was fully booked.
Was
according
it
to the
fully
website.
booked?
Oh, it's fully booked, so there you are. It's full.
Did they go very far on this train today?
Slough to Par.
So how long would that take?
Oh, that's a long time. That's a long way to
Yeah, but it's
Bath.
not all steam. It's diesel. It was diesel from Slough to Taunton. And then I
Right.
think it was steam from Taunton down to Plymouth.
Right.
And then diesel from Plymouth down to Par.
Down to Par, yeah.
How long?
Yeah.
I can't remember what time she started off
Roughly.
this morning. 10 hours?
10 hours?
6 hours?
No,
About 5 hours?
5 or 6
5 or
hours
6
out,
hours, yeah.
And then they'll have a break at the other end and then they'll come back.
Do they
They're due back about 7ish tonight.
Yeah.
do they come back on the same train?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, they
yeah.
do?
They're
Yeah.
the same, like, it's-
Unless the
it's-
train breaks down. They'll be in the
it's the
same
day
carriages,
shift.
but if the train breaks down, they'll plonk a lever there and get it repaired, and or get a diesel to tow it back.
So that's quite good value then if it's there and back.
Well, it's a day out.
It's a day
It is, yeah.
It's a full day out.
Yeah, it's lovely.
6 in the morning or whatever it is. They're
But-
probably up earlier than that to get the train.
A couple of
And
years ago,
They'll be back at midnight tonight.
there's a train called, it's not the Flying Scotsman, it's a Royal Scotsman. That's a diesel, and that runs
Yeah.
around the Highlands of Scotland.
Oh, how
She
lovely.
came down here just on a day trip, just to see this was before the war was completed.
Yeah.
She came down here, and she was down here just before 7 o'clock in the morning. She come all the way from Scotland.
Wow.
All the way down, and all that she done was came down here, went to Newton Abbot, which is about 10 miles down the road,
Yeah.
turned around and came back again.
Yeah.
And that was all she done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well,
you
the
do get
journey
the
is
odd special.
everything. It's not necessarily the destination.
No, it's the
the
journey.
journey is everything.
So when you say that, did she travel during the night when there was less trains around?
Depends on how she can be networked in with Network Rail.
Precisely, yeah.
Because you don't forget, it's not just a track going from, I can say, Exeter to Plymouth. She's got a time with all the trains that go into Exeter, coming from all different parts of the country.
But during the night there wouldn't be so many, would there?
No, possibly not. But then
Well, there's only,
but then
well,
I
there's
don't know
not
what-
in the night. There's only a couple of sleepers in the country now.
Yeah, yeah.
And what about the noise in the night? If it's dead quiet and they're going from Scotland to England, in the early hours, does it make a lot of noise?
Not if they go slow.
I mean, put it, I don't
Oh,
know.
so the faster they go, the noisier it is.
No, not necessarily.
I live here, and
Oh, do you?
I live about a 10-minute walk from here.
Yeah, you
And I've
can't.
yet to hear a steam train go through, even when it's dead
Yeah.
quiet.
And I've never
I've never
heard,
had any
I've
train.
never heard anyone complain about a steam train. I've heard them complain about diesels and other.
But that was quite noisy today, wasn't
yeah, but
it?
they like the noise.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in the dead of the night when it's so quiet.
Well, they don't do that.
No.
I mean, you've got people who've got houses on. There's a Tarka line which goes from Exeter to Barnstable. Right?
Yeah.
And you've got houses that are literally here. Can you imagine a house being here, right next to the line, and the train goes past?
Well,
you
they
know?
are down there.
Yeah, they are
They're
down there.
probably triple. They're probably triple glazed though, aren't
No, they
they?
love it. They love it.
They love it. You've got to be an enthusiast.
It's not like living in the centre of England.
No.
Have you ever sat in with the driver? Have you ever had that honour the pleasure when you were a boy, or did your dad ever
When
arrange
I
it
was
for
in
you?
South Africa, I used to go on the big 484s there from Johannesburg down to the Cape. Well, it went so far down with steam. So yeah, I've been in the cabs with
Have
him.
you?
Absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. And on the little mountain railways over there, the I'm trying to think what it is. The Alfred County Railway over there, when they went up in the hills for the with the logging for the log, and then they'd have a little carriage at the back for just a few people to tourists, do a barbecue up there and bring it down. And as a matter of fact, some of the small garrets from the Alfred County Railway have now ended up in the Festiniog Railway. I think they've brought them down. There was a relationship between Festiniog and Alfred County. It's just outside Durban, by the way.
Yeah.
Alfred County.
But there are steam lines all over the country, dedicated. You've got one down the Dart Line, there's the West Somerset Railway, and there's other dedicated steam lines that just got their own
restored,
2 or 3 restored lines.
Yeah,
You've got loads of them all over the country. And some of them will, so like the Dart one, you get a train to Totnes, and then get on the steam train, go from Totnes down to wherever it is.
I mean, all these restored lines, it's been absolutely marvellous. Really.
There is...
When steam finished around in the 1960s and so on, there was nothing really. We thought it was going to disappear, and then all of a sudden it started to come back. Di Woodham got all those engines over in the scrapyard in Cardiff over there, and he slowly came out for various reasons because he wanted to scrap the carriages first. But absolutely fantastic.
There is talk of restoring the line from Newton Abbot to Bobby Tracy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And they've just reopened the line going from Exeter to Oakhampton, but that's a diesel line. They're starting to run trains along that line again this summer.
But I mean, these preservation societies all started off on a wing and a prayer with people who just wanted to turn up, volunteer, do something for nothing at the weekends and really enjoy themselves.
And what is your name, please?
John.
John. And what is your friend's name beside me who's too shy to come on the camera?
Mike.
Mike. Thank you, Mike, for your input. Well, I must say I could talk to you for many more hours on this subject.
Doubt it. I need some lunch, I'm hungry.
And they do steam rallies as well, don't they, up and down the country? Very popular.
Well, these preservation societies have been responsible, and they really cater for family days out.
Yes.
And that's really terrific. Thomas the Tank Engine and all that. And to keep it going with the youngsters is tremendous.
Thank you so much for all your time today.
Fine.
And to your friend.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And I hope you continue to enjoy your steam trains. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.